All right, so this is from Lusk Geisman, and the subject is Daniel Bryan and Braun Strowman have signed new deals. I don't know if any of you guys check out the Reddit Squared Circle, but it's constantly breaking news that always happens. The stuff reported last night is Daniel Bryan and Braun Strowman have both signed deals with AEW. Do you have any insight on these deals, and why isn't Meltzer reporting this? He could wait to report that Goldberg was making a return to Raw, which got such a negative reaction. I assume it would cost him a lot of viewers that he won't report that. This F him. Sean Ross Sapp is a biased prick also. Okay. I'll say this, if these guys have the information, these guys have already signed, and they're holding it until so they can debut them and it'll be a surprise for the fans, I'll say this. Let me give a similar story, okay? There was a UFC was going to be announcing either a fight or whatever it was, right?
With Lesnar?
And Ariel Helwani, remember this?
It was Lesnar's fight at UFC 200, yeah.
Okay, and Ariel Helwani broke it before UFC could deliver the video package that they had already set up, right?
Yeah.
And Ariel, it broke the news.
Did his job.
Dana got pissed at him.
Yeah.
Right? And him and Dana had there was a big thing. Like that was one of the main things that's created a lot of the tension between Dana and Ariel Helwani is that, okay, Dana was saying like this was for the fans. Ariel's like, well, this is news. Okay, so bro, this is a very polarizing thing for journalism. Like at what point does journalism supersede your respect to the audience?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because breaking that news before the video package airs is like depriving the. It's like when a movie before a movie trailer airs, you deliver the finish of the movie, right? And it's like, okay, because it's news. So it's like there's an audience for that. There's people that want to see the spoilers. Something.
Okay, let me add to that this.
Go ahead.
Number one, because the guy goes, why doesn't Meltzer report it? Number one, maybe Tony hasn't told Meltzer. Or number two, maybe he told Meltzer, hey, do me a favor. This is going to happen, but don't say anything. Right. And Dana should have gotten ahead of Ariel and said, hey, if you know or if you hear or if you find out, please don't say nothing until I play the video. But Dana didn't. You know, so Ariel had every right to do it. As mad as Dana got, and I understand why, right?
Right.
Now, I will tell you this because I did ask Tony Khan that, and the only reason I asked him is because I wanted to use.
What?
I'm going to tell you. Because I wanted to use Bryan Danielson in AAA, right? So I was like, hey, man, have you signed Daniel Bryanson? And he goes, I can't tell you that. And then I looked at him and I go, bro, if that shows up in Chicago, that place is going to melt. And he just smiled. So I think he might have, but he has not told me.
I could see Bryan. What do you think about
that place would melt, Joe?
Would Strowman be a good signing for AEW? I mean, he's got a face and name value, but what would they do?
To me, no.
Yeah, Bryan.
They don't really need him.
Bryan would be great.
They don't. You got guys. You
got way more than enough now, bro. You need to be extra
here's the
picky.
Thing.
You need to be extra picky. You don't really need him. You don't need him. Here's
a Braun Strowman should do.
Yeah.
Go to Japan and pay them and have them pay you to be a killer.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a big because he works very physical, bro.
Right.
Like we've seen what they're doing with the big guys in AEW. That's not this fan base is kind of like they're into the anti-heroes. They're into it's like a weird fan base. It's like bringing in guys like this, like wow, big WWE guy coming in against like that. Bro, they brought Rusev in for
he wouldn't be a bad guy to go up against Rusev, but then what do you do after that?
Yeah.
But they've not shown any like a seriousness given to the size of the competitors and booking the big guys.
Yeah.
A little bit with Wardlow, they kind of
but I'm just saying it's like,
but not in general.
Yeah. Right, the mindset's completely different. Is what I'm saying. It's like all right. So they're just booking for their audience, and if their audience is not going to like Braun Strowman because he's supposed to come in and do, bro, that's the weird thing that they got to navigate through your fan base. So I don't know. All right, next is oops.
That would make me want to go to Chicago, though. I was invited to Chicago to go to the Conrad's weekend and then possibly go to the AEW pay-per-view. If there's some suspicions that Bryan's going to come out, that's something I'd want to experience.
Would you be willing to share a room with KG?
No, I would not be willing to share a room with KG.
Right.
How about a hot dog where you started from one end and he started from the other?
I don't want him touching.
The next one is from